The Niners take on the Bills Sunday night as they try to get back on track after losing 2 straight. The 49ers are hopeful Brock Purdy will return after missing 1 game with a sore right shoulder. Meanwhile, Josh Allen will continue to make case for MVP. The Bills can clinch the AFC East with a win. RC, you're up first. Are the Bills on upset alert versus the Niners? What do you think?
Nope, not in the slightest. They are not on upset alert. The Bills are a team that's focused on winning. The Bills are a team that even understood after beating the Kansas City Chiefs before their break that that's not why they were here. We heard Josh Allen say, yeah, last I checked, 9 games ain't going to get it done as far as the playoffs. 9 games doesn't allow us to beat Patrick Mahomes and the Kansas City Chiefs, who we've beaten in the regular season 3 times, but always seems to top us in the playoffs. I think this team is singularly focused on getting to a Super Bowl, and they know that the San Francisco 49ers are the next step in that journey. And also the other piece of it is this. I believe if they win this game, they clinch the AFC East. So it's not like the Buffalo Bills aren't playing for anything. And also only being 1 game behind the Kansas City Chiefs, having the tiebreaker against them already, and knowing that they want the playoffs to have to flow through Orchard Park, they know what is riding on this football game. I think they'll be focused. I think they'll be locked in. And I think with all the injuries that the San Francisco 49ers have suffered to key players, their roster just isn't good enough at the top to beat the Buffalo Bills.
I don't care what you say, but it's something about somebody who's desperate and they willing to do anything.
Yeah. And
the 49ers, they are desperate. At this particular point, they are at last place in the NFC West. But at 5-6, that's also where the Los Angeles Rams sit. At 6-5, a game behind or 2 games behind the Cardinals and the Seahawks. So for the 49ers, this is put up or shut up time. This is, are we going to do our job or not? This is, we need this game for so many different things outside of, we need it for emotional help. We need it for confidence. We need to be able to prove to ourselves when we look at ourselves in the mirror, or we real, not delusional, when we really call a spade and compare certain things, we are a good team and we believe that. I do think that the Buffalo Bills are on upset alert because of the desperation that's at hand in San Francisco.
Certainly intangibles come into play, and you would know that better than anyone, Cam. You and RC are former players, but I'm 100% with RC here because it's not just the intangibles that are at play here. The Bills are coming off of a bye week. The Niners are having a second multi-time zone trip. In fact, after having to go to Green Bay, they probably would have stayed there if not for the holidays, but now they're having to make that trek again. And on top of that, folks, it's finally Bills football. We are expecting a snowstorm in that game, which means that the Niners are going to want to run the ball. And Christian McCaffrey has yet to hit midseason form. I just think the odds are too stacked against him. And on top of that, the talent disparity. No Bosa. We see what this defense looks like without him, and the inability to pressure Josh Allen is going to pay dividends. I think this one is going to come down to the Bills being at home in the environment that they're very familiar with. And I don't expect that this one's going to be an upset.
I don't care how desperate 49ers are. They're not good enough because they don't have the bodies, okay? So It's a wrap. I got Buffalo in this game. I think that when you look at San Francisco, okay, no Bosa, who they're 5-11 lifetime without. There's also the question as to whether or not there'll be Trent Williams. And we know how much Brock Purdy suffers when Trent Williams isn't in the lineup. So you got to take all of those things into consideration, plus Buffalo looking as good as they look, plus them going 5 consecutive games, scoring 30-plus. You know, I know that Josh Allen has thrown about 4 interceptions over the last 5 games or so. I get all of that part, or last 4 games, rather. He's thrown about 5 interceptions. But still in all, they've won all of these games. The brother's special. Here's the other thing that I would add, though, as a twist, RC. When I think about Buffalo in the postseason, I actually like their chances better on the road at a Kansas City rather than at home. I think when they're at home, the pressure mounts and something always goes awry. It's not to say they haven't lost in Kansas City before because we've seen them do it. But we've seen some spectacular play from Josh Allen and the Buffalo Bills on the road on a lot of occasions. And I think that if they were to get home field advantage, the pressure would be so immense that I think somebody, not Josh Allen, but somebody would fold. Whereas if they were on the road, I actually would give them a better chance on the road than I do at home.
All right.
I'm sorry.
Go
I'm sorry.
ahead.
It
Go.
just hit me.
Go.
RC, Stephen A. L. Do y'all really feel confident in the skill set of Buffalo in the playoffs? I mean,
Yes.
outside of the obvious
Josh
of Josh Allen, understood. But RC, it's a little different when you go into a hostile environment. It's a little different when you're playing in the playoffs and you start looking around that locker room and you start saying to yourself, you say, oh, man, he been here before. That person's been here before.
Mari Cooper's a veteran.
How?
Cook's a graduate.
Cook's
a veteran. I mean, they ain't
successful in the playoffs. In the
Okay.
playoffs here. So I'm saying there's a different type of player that you feel confident in when the game, you find yourself in a situation where you're down by 3, you're down by 4, you're down by 2 points. Heaven forbid that's the case in the third quarter. Guys that start, oh, man, what is that? We ain't seen that from this person. If you stop the run, then I'm looking at a Buffalo Bills defense, offensive skill set that I'm not all the way sold on the production in the postseason. That's all I'm saying in regards to the overall analysis for the Bills going into the playoffs.
Does anyone else need to respond, or we're cool? All right, we're going to leave it on that note. When we come back here on First Take, Pittsburgh is hoping to get a moment. And there were quite a few in the NFL on Thanksgiving. Let's start with Mike McCarthy, Al, leaving someone hanging towards the end of the game. Now, do you feel like that's personal when someone does that?
Ooh, a little bit, especially when you like sort of linger and you're like, are they ever going to? No, it's embarrassing. In fact, Mike McCarthy was me yesterday, leaving all of those mass Thanksgiving texts on read. If you tweet,
I hate when people
them.
do that.
If you text me with a "so grateful for your wonderful role in my life," then you are not getting responded
Well, the guy
to.
was kind of short.
The randoms that come out
might
of
have
the
missed
woodwork. Go ahead,
You
Stephen
said
A.
he
Deuce-
was short, Stephen
Deuce
A.
ain't had no pads on, man.
You didn't
He
see
ain't
him.
had no pads on.
No pads
He
on, plus
contribute.
he was a little short. You might have missed.
He was short when they drafted him.
He little cousined him. He did.
Leave him alone. His dad works for the team. That's not nice.
Stephen A.,
Okay.
you're wrong
Right.
for that, okay? That you should feel
He
sorry.
said his dad
He
works for
was
the team. And I'm
He
wrong.
does.
Stephen A.,
Come on,
That's
it's-
probably a grown
Stephen A., it's
man.
a holiday. That would be nice.
Probably a
Okay,
grown man.
next, after picking up the win over the Bears, the Lions enjoyed their Thanksgiving meal while the other guys dove into the turkey. Running back David Montgomery, he opted for a piece of a carrot. So rare, RC.
carrot.
Your thoughts?
Listen, first off, David Montgomery trains where I trained when I played. So I know they're very big on protein at Performance Enhancement Professional. So I'm not really sure, other than being a clown, why he's eating a carrot. Also, too, that turducken has been a lot of places in that day. And it's a lot of hands that are reaching for pieces of it. And so if you just happen to be like a germaphobe, the carrot may be the safer place to go. And that don't look dry.
Or shout out to all the vegetarians and the vegans that's out there. You dig what I'm saying? He may, you know what I'm saying, not
Cam, are
partaking
you
in your
vegan?
meat.
Cam, he's
Are you
not.
implying that you're one?
I
that
just
makes sense.
called
You
my
have very
trainer.
good skin.
He's not.
He's like, trust me on
Okay.
this.
I'm getting ready to say, how is that possible?
Shout out- shout
How's
out-
that
shout out
possible?
to
It's
the
massive.
ones-
It's massive as you are. You're a vegan.
I am. Well, no, listen.
Oh, my
officially,
Lord.
I'm vegetarian because I do partake.
Okay.
I don't think vegans have got the cheese correct yet.
No.
And when I'm training, I do
That's
partake
fair.
in eggs. So
Hey.
the cheese don't
Yeah,
melt
the
yet. They
cashew
need
cheese
Stephen
to
A.
work
cut
on
it.
that.
And Stephen A., I'm going to say this about Cam. Cam was born like that. That's genetic.
Yeah.
The first time
Okay.
I ever saw this dude, he looked like that. He could not eat, not drink water. He is blessed. He was touched by the gods. So I don't know how he do it. I couldn't do that, Stephen A. Don't
Cam
talk
just
to him.
eats lettuce and he's swole.
Okay,
That's cool.
I got it. Plus, by the way, carrots. Isn't carrots good for the eyes?
They are, Stephen A. I'm impressed.
Yeah, but by the way, that's actually disgusting because the carrot goes inside the cavity of the turkey. So that's the most disgusting
Absolutely,
part.
Al.
It's
Thank
gross.
you for someone who actually
Yeah.
comes. All right, finally, the most awkward of it all. 30 seconds remaining. You guys saw what happened. Another Eberflus blunder. Chicago's 6th straight loss. Stephen A., your thoughts on the Bad News Bears?
Wrong footage. Instead of showing Caleb Williams throwing the pass, what you need to do is show that coach right there with the clock. ticking down and how clueless he appeared for the entire 30 seconds or so, before before the time expired. That's what needs to be shown. I mean, it's an exercise in cluelessness, illuminated before all of our very eyes, and that man is lucky he is still employed today. He should be unemployed today.
All right. Anybody got to say anything? Because I'm going to keep it rolling.
Yes, I do. I
Okay,
do.
go.
Because when you look at this play, for the people that are watching at home, why are you in an empty formation in the first place? Somebody needs to help the whole situation when you look at how do we attack a defense late game for those teams who do send pressure. We need to protect the quarterback. That was not a good situation to kind of be in, but it starts back, and all fingers point back to the coach.
All right. We all have this one circled, guys. Let's keep it rolling. The game of the week.